talk about this campaign and why it matters. We talk about our congregation and who it is that we are. I think about our congregation, I think of two things overall. One is that we are a congregation who loves everyone, who welcomes people into our congregation and a home. They say, you are beloved, you are a part of us. You know, we never met you before. Kind of like my dog Layla, who, if you have never met her, she's still your best friend. You have hands, you may pet her. We will welcome you and love you no matter what. You're already our best friend, you're already our sibling, because you just are. The other thing that we're now focusing on is education. Being the congregation that can teach the very best of any congregation in the area. As I've been talked about, we have the tutoring program, we have the preschool. We have our mentors for our confirmation students. We have the after-school program starting here in January. Also in January, we're bringing back Bible studies. You're all very excited, I can tell already. But starting the second week in January, I'll be doing a 6-week course on the book of Mark. And then from there, while we're showing up, we'll decide what to do next. But I think these two parts of our identity, and it's easy to say those two things, right? It's easy to say, this is what we believe in, this is who we are. But we've also experienced this in very real ways that have changed people's lives. So now I'm going to tell you all a story. Whenever I hear it, I want to cry. When I tell it, it's almost guaranteed I will cry. So I'm just Neil Jr. So, as you said earlier today, the Marcells have decided to join the congregation. And it's all your fault. So I have a question for all of you. How many of you loved confirmation class? I'm hearing some nervous laughter. Okay, so the pastor liked confirmation class. The woman who married a pastor liked confirmation class. Okay, and the Sawyers too. It's all right.
More like the dinner and all the kids than the class itself.
Right, but when you were a student.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I liked going.
You enjoyed going, okay. But that's a very, very small portion of this congregation, right? So, the Marcells were telling us, and Blanca was telling me, I got her permission today to tell this story, but they moved here. They lived in Virginia, they lived in Canada, all over the place already. And then they came here, there's a whole new way of being. We had new schools for the girls, and it wasn't sitting right. And no matter what, the girls just could not find a source of joy. They were just frustrated all the time. And Blanca goes to them, there has to be something. There has to be something you enjoy, something that is making you happy to be here. I know school was rough. I know we're trying to find a home. I know all this stuff is going on. But something has to be good here. And for the first time ever, a confirmation student said, the bright point in my life. Two of them. That's right, both. But Stephanie and Sophia said this. That their bright point to the week, where they know they are loved and they are accepted, where they can learn and they can grow, is confirmation class. Yeah. And they come and know that they are loved. And we love your girls. But when I think about our congregation, that's the story that comes to my mind every single time. That we can take someone finding a new place for themselves. In the midst of turmoil, in the midst of fears and everything else, and can say, this is where I am whole. This is where I can be who I am. So I think about Antioch, and I think, yes, this is God's calling for us. This is God's calling for us to be here, to love our neighbors, to love everyone who only comes to our doors, but to go out and say, we are here to love you. Let us help you to learn and to grow, but intellectually and as yourself and spiritually and in every way. So we talk about this campaign, and that's also why this matters. The sad reality is at times that you kind of need money to keep on going. The bills need paid. The mortgage needs to go away. And a lot of times we can get frustrated in thinking about just, dear Lord, where's the money at? Like I said, Dave said up earlier, right after that congregational meeting, and we said we have $57,000 projected to be in debt this year. How many of you were excited to hear that? Anybody go like dancing out the hallway because of that? It can be a frightening thing. And we can see at times where maybe we can lose faith in the moment. We can think about scarcity. But I also noticed the same congregation over this past year has made it so that, as Dave said, theoretically we're in the black. Unless I go spend a lot of money this week, right? I got some hot tubs for the church, or a pony, or we should be okay. And someone might say, well, then why bother having that campaign, though? We're in the black now. Hooray! Well, because imagine still, we still have this $70,000 a year we're spending on debt. Is that fun? No. Imagine for a moment the things you would rather spend that money on. Imagine all the ministry that can be done in our area. How God's word may be spread. How more people may come to experience this place of love and joy and acceptance. If we weren't worried about that kind of stuff instead. If we just think about the possibilities that God has for all of us. So I'm excited. I'm excited that already only 17 families have come together and pledge as much as when we had our little straw poll at the beginning of this, we had announced. We had over 30 families at that point. It's a wonderful place to be. A wonderful congregation to be a part of. In the season of Advent and the season of hope, I eternally have hope in all of us. And what God has called for all of us to do and to be. I'm glad I'm here with all of you. I hope you're happy to have me too. But this place is always inspirational as we find home, we find acceptance, we find growth. We teach, we grow, and we serve. Who would have thought?